Gold is consolidating just as I told you last week. But don't you worry, there's another commodity where rally is starting. We can get in early. Let's talk about it. Welcome to Hot Trades of the Day, your show for swing trading ideas for the coming days, weeks, and month. So let's start off with gold because that's the commodity that everybody wants to know about. As I told you in the intro, there's another one that you should look at, but we will look at it at Hot Trades of the Day. The majority will probably look at it later. Gold, real easy. You see, this is the zone right here, 33.50, right? As long as we're below it and don't close above it, we're in consolidation mode. That's what we're seeing right now. Now, if we go to the hourly, things get really interesting. If I zoom out, okay, so this is basically the past 10 trading days. And you can see on the hourly, we are below the 20. This is the, what is that, like purple line, and then the 50 is the orange line. We broke the downtrend on the hourly, nice, but now we're kind of rolling over, and look at this. What we have here developing on the hourly. So this is not good for the gold bulls. If the neckline triggers, you know the neckline is this line. Let's mark this blue because it's another downtrend. So if we go below 32.50, that means we go below this upper end of the now support. And we go, even more important, go below this neckline of the hourly head and shoulders. Then we really have some problems in gold. And then if we measure it out, it's about 6.65, 6.7%. So if we go on the daily, we take out on the hourly, you see the head and shoulders better than you see it in the daily, but it doesn't matter. We get it, right? So here's the neckline. And then from the neckline, we're going to go down. I'll be around here. So that would almost exactly get us to this yellow line. And if we zoom out, what is the yellow line? Well, first off, we have this yellow line. This is the 50, and this is the all-time highs from March. That makes complete sense. And wait a minute, that's 30.50, around 30.50. Oh yeah, that is the target zone that I've been telling you about for the last 2 weeks for gold. So we'll keep a close eye on gold. This is a dangerous development. Again, don't sell your gold. Don't go short. Just keep it in mind and definitely don't go long. But what's the hot sector? Where's the action now? Because there's always action in the market, and there is action, and it is in uranium. Yeah, I know you didn't think I would say those words. Look at what has happened in the past days in uranium. So we had the sell-off in April, like the whole stock market. Okay. Then we had the rebound. Okay. And then look at this. This is the URA, the uranium ETF for the uranium producers and miners. It held up really well, better than the overall market. And then it broke the 2025 downtrend. And now it's ripping. Look at the RSI. We are at the highest level. We're not overbought by any means. But what I want to say is we're at the highest level since January. What does this tell us? This tells us there's strength in the uranium stocks. Nobody's talking about this yet. What is the reason behind it? Well, the reason behind it is that Trump basically also thinks about imposing tariffs on metals, rare earth, and uranium. So that strengthens the US uranium story, which I've been telling you since last year. That is the true story in the uranium market. Now, if we look deeper, but first let me show you the Sprott Physical Uranium Trust. So that's the uranium price, so to speak, the uranium price plus the hype in the market. And you see the same thing, right? Sell off in April, recovery, holds up okay. Now we're moving. Nobody is invested in uranium anymore, right? So it's completely bombed out sector. This is really interesting. Now, some of the miners already look way better than others. And we're going to go through these in a second because you need to be smart for the swing trades that you want to take. But there's something happening here. This is interesting. Any weakness on the uranium miners, now I'll look at a buying opportunity. Why? We have a change of trend. Look at this in the Sprott uranium. Low, higher low. High, higher high. URA. Low, higher low. High, higher high. This is a change of trend after we had lower lows and lower highs in 2025. Now, we're not out of the woods yet, by any means, right? I'm not going to say that. Because if you zoom out and look at October, where basically the bear market is a strong word, because we're talking about like half a year, but the correction phase for uranium started, you can see the midterm downtrends are still intact. And you'll see it in stocks like Cameco, the big stock, right? You can see downtrend still intact. But look at this. We are already above the 20. Now we closed above the 50. There's strength coming in the uranium market. Nobody's talking about it. Now, and there's still some juicy profits left here. There are better stocks than Cameco to play. You want to look for the strongest stocks or the most popular stocks. All right? Don't go for the super exotic uranium explorer that nobody has heard about. Those moves, they only work in like very, very advanced bull markets when there's hype in the market. Now you want to look for the popular stocks. What are the most popular stocks? Cameco is the biggest one, right? UEC is a super popular stock. Well, what do we see here? Okay, downtrend, 2025 downtrend, broken above the 20, now broke above the 50. Still in a downtrend from the fall, right? But there is upside here if this gains power. Short-term weakness, I would buy this. UUU, this is one of the best looking stocks. Why? It already is higher than the March high. Way above the 50, way above the 20. Looking to regain and break out of the support zone. And then you see we have some real upside. Why is UUU looking better than a lot of the other uranium stocks? Because look at this. While Cameco or UEC still have the downtrends from the fall, here you can see we already broke the downtrend from the fall. It's one of the few uranium stocks that has already broken it. So this one, we clearly have a bearish to bullish reversal. This is what you want to buy on any correction now. Why is UUU ripping? Well, because they have a rare earth business that they bought in Australia. What other stocks do I like? And let me show you some others that are quite popular that don't look that great, right? UR Energy. Yeah, they broke the 20. They're still below the 50. Obviously, the downtrend is still intact from the fall and way below the March highs, right? Compare this chart to what I just showed you, UUU. Right? This one looks way better. Good base, above the March highs, way below the March highs. So we want to go into the strength, right? We want to go into the stocks that are rocking right now, that look good. BWX, like it a lot. SMR technology play, huge popular stock in 2024 and 2023. As you can see, mega run, big time consolidation. But now, look at this. Above the 20, above the 50, we're close to seeing the 20 cutting the 50. That's bullish, right? Look, when that happened here on the downside, was a good predictor. We saw it here, whoop, big time upswing. We saw it here, whoop, big time rally. So, BWX technology looks really good. Looks like it's going to break out of the support zone. And then we have a nice run up here for a good swing trade. My absolute favorite, Sky Harbor Resources, Uranium Explorer. Usually not what I like. Small, I think it's about like 65 mil cat. But really popular among uranium investors. Look what happened yesterday. Monster breakout. A breakout above the 50. Breakout out of this support zone. This can easily run to 40 now. And then we'll see. So this is a juicy swing trade on the long side happening right here. Look at the uranium stocks. Start buying the strong ones, the popular ones. This is where the new hot trade is happening in the commodity sector. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.